While I was at GameStop today, I bumped into this Funko collector's box. I had never seen it before, so I figured let's grab one and we'll crack it open together. But before we get into this, I have a few other Pops that I also grabbed. And you know what? Let's start off strong with a chase. I actually got this one here from Tokyo Ghoul. And they didn't just get one chase, they happen to have two at my location. So if you're looking for some Tokyo Ghoul Pops, you might want to check there. And if I'm gonna be honest, I don't know much about Tokyo Ghoul, but my brother has watched the show, so I'll be gifting it to him. And I'm gonna, okay, hold on. Let me see if I can pronounce the name here. Hinami Fue Gucci. It's not Gucci. I can almost guarantee it's not Gucci, but either way, it's a pretty cool chase because it does glow in the dark. Okay, now let's get into this one here, a brand new t-shirt bundle. This is part of the, I guess, like Star Wars comics line. It's kind of like Blacklight and comics put together. It's a bit of an interesting combo because they're supposed to be based off of like the original comic book covers from like years and years ago. What, like maybe the 70s? I don't exactly know the date, but I've seen a lot of them and they really do a great job. And actually, now that I think about it, the t-shirt inside of here is one of those covers. Alrighty, let's take a look at this thing. Oh, wow. Okay, this is nice. It was a bit of a small picture on the side of the box, but seriously, that's cool. Also, now that I think about it with these comic book versions of Star Wars characters, there was one that was leaked a long time ago and never released. It was Darth Vader playing with smaller action figure versions of some of the other characters. Funko, where is that one? Because seriously, I would love to add it to the collection. And I mean, the t-shirt's cool, but the figure would also be nice. And now, everybody, of course, it is time to take a look at the Princess Leia, which looks pretty similar to other Princess Leias we've got in the past, but the difference is the paint job. And now maybe there's one that's similar, but not the exact same with the blaster in her hand, but I swear there's one that looks exactly like this. Either way, I think it is still a really cool pop to have, because of course I am trying to finish off my collection, and oh, this is neat! It's based off of the comic book cover that, of course, is the t-shirt. I'm gonna be honest, I never even put two and two together, but I really do like that detail. It's a pretty nice one. Now, everybody, we have these two here from Invincible, and I understand that I don't have Omni-Man. I'm still working on getting him. These are just the only two that they had in stock, and now let's start with Invincible, because this is a pretty neat one, but the eyes, I don't know, they're a little bit weird because they're not pop-shaped, you know? And I'm not saying I don't like them, I just think it's funny that they didn't make them circular. If I'm gonna be honest, it probably makes them look a bit nicer. Oh, and also, with these ones here, if you open up the flap, yes, you can check this out here. They've got quotes on the inside. How neat is that? You guys may remember a little while ago, I made a video all about Easter eggs on Funko Pops, and this set would have been perfect to talk about. And so anyway, some really cool stuff. And I also want to find out what Adam Eve's quote is on this box. I feel like it's probably going to be something interesting. Let's find out, though. It says, if you don't expect to see a superhero in your school, you don't see a superhero in your school. Wow, there it is. A pretty good quote to put on the inside there. And now I believe, for anybody wondering, the Omni-Man one is Think Mark Think, which is kind of funny because they did make a Think Mark moment, so it would have been cool to put it on the inside of that one, but maybe there's something different on the inside of it. I don't know, but either way, I am glad that I have now two out of the three, and I know there are some exclusives, actually a battle damage version of Omni-Man as well as Invincible. I'll probably get those as well if I see him in person. Now, everybody, we are just about ready to open up this brand new collector's box, but I still have two more pops to show you. This first one here is actually one that I picked up while I was at Toronto Comic-Con, and I actually saw it at the top of a shelf, didn't really have a good spot to put it in any of those videos, so I figured I would talk about it now. We have the Lucky Cat. Honestly, such a great one. It's also the flocked version of it, and I know that there's a couple different ones now. I believe a white as well as silver, maybe red too. If you're wondering how much I paid for this figure, I believe it was $80 over at the My Pops booth. They've got a pretty great store if you're here in Canada. And actually, now that I say that, I believe they also ship worldwide. But either way, let's get into this one here. Oh, right! It's a bobblehead! I forgot about that. It's too bad, though, they didn't make the arm a bobblehead, or at least move somehow. It would have been cool, but I totally understand. This thing, it's just too cute. And I feel like if I were to go for one of these, the flocked version is definitely my favorite, because it just has the most going on. And also, I'm noticing on the side here, I really like this. Check it out. They have the gold text. Look at how fancy. Also, another thing that I just noticed is the amount of detail on the side of the box. Like, take a look at that background. around, and then on the back as well. I mean, come on, that's great. Now, this one here is actually one that I got from Amazon, of course, because it is an Amazon exclusive, and it is the Sleeping Godzilla. I only paid 15 bucks for it, and now that it's arrived, I'm understanding why. I thought this was going to be a full-size 6-inch character, and the reason that they made it cheaper was because of how short it was. But everybody, if I grab a normal 6-inch box, you'll see this is the Godzilla, and here is the 6-inch pop. Like, it's a little smaller. If I'm going to be honest, it's just like such an odd size for them to do, and I guess it makes sense because they don't want to have it so small, so I enjoy it, especially because it was only like a few dollars more than a regular pop. And you're getting way more bang for your buck. Also, the figure is super solid. So anyway, just something to note if you are going to be purchasing this character. But now, let's take it out of the box. Okay, yeah, this is cool, especially because on the bottom here, you can actually see all of the detail that you wouldn't normally see in the box. And then there is the Godzilla from the front, as well as the back with all of the spikes. I almost feel like there isn't a bad side to look at this character, because sometimes on the bottom of them, they make it so flat that it looks weird, but it's like easier to stand on the table, you know? But for this one, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Almost like you could put it on like a glass table. And you know how, like, this is so random, but like at the zoo and stuff like that, you can walk under exhibits and see the animals? It kind of reminds me of that. Somebody's got to know what I'm talking about. Alrighty, now everybody, it is time to get into this collector's box. And like, I'm not kidding, I have no clue what's inside. Oh, okay, so this is a GameStop exclusive. I didn't know if it was like going everywhere, but this makes sense. They get a lot of those type of like collector's boxes. And I'm noticing here it says DC Freak Show. There is 1 keychain, 1 4-pack of buttons, 2 vinyl figures, and 2 iron-on patches. So a lot here. You guys may have also seen the price that I paid. I believe it was like about $60 Canadian, so it's probably gonna be like 40-something if you live in the United States. And anyways, let me reach in here. I'll see what I grabbed first. I'm feeling bubble wrap. Okay, nice that they put it inside because I know they used to not do that. Let me go for the small stuff on top first. Okay, so here's the patches as well as buttons, and I gotta say these are pretty nice. Take a look at that. We've got the Joker one as well as Batman, and then here are the 4 buttons, which are a decent size. I feel like if you were to put it on a lanyard or something, it's pretty cool. The only question I have now is, what's Freak Show? Is it like a new DC thing releasing, or maybe it's like a comic book or something like that? I have no clue. I just saw the Batman and Joker logo and thought this would be a fun one to open up. And now I think it's a pocket pop here. It is. Oh, wow. Check that out. It is a tiny little Batman running. Okay, this one's pretty nice. I'm liking this a lot, actually, especially because it is a keychain, so he'll be floating, so it almost looks like he's jumping or something, too. And now I guess the last 2 things inside of here would be the Funko Pops, and maybe we'll get that Batman again. I don't know for sure. Let me see if I can get him out of here without wrecking the box. Okay, I grabbed 1 of them, and I'll show you guys first. Okay, we've got the Joker. Oh, and you know what? I'm taking a look on the back of the box. It looks like we will be getting that running Batman. And actually, when I purchased this one, I was a little bit worried that I would have to buy more than 1, and I wasn't sure if I should at the time. I believe they had 2 in stock, so it's a good thing I didn't, because it seems like every single one of these boxes is exactly the same. But I gotta say though, this Joker is looking great. I love the mallet. I love his hair sticking up. The smile on this one too. Normally, we don't get a face on Funko Pops, but for the Joker, I feel like it's necessary. And now, everybody, let me see. Yep, this is that Batman, and it's a good thing that I bought it too, because I try to collect every single new Batman one when they release, and this is definitely unique compared to a lot of the other ones. I mean, seriously, the way he's running, he's like jumping in the air. I'm liking that kind of like slightly like comic book look to it, very similar to the Princess Leia we took a look at earlier. And now that I've got this, I'm definitely gonna have to do some more digging as to what the DC Freak Show is. I'm guessing it's maybe just like some fun thing that Funko created, because honestly, I've never heard of it since this box. I really have no clue. But actually, now that I think about it, because it's exclusive to GameStop, is it a game? I'll just check. And well, everybody, there we go. That is all of the pops that I have for you today, and I seriously do hope that you guys enjoyed. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow!